Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience.
Welcome to the Jason Show. It is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
It's not Monday anymore. Good news. You get Shane and Kendall. It's the Shendel Show for the next few days as Jason takes a little time off, some well-deserved time off. How's your day going?
So far, so good. And you want to know why?
I do.
Because Shane made my day, everyone. Why is that? Because Shane brought me donuts. Not me. I mean, like the whole crew.
I
But
did.
he brought donuts. And Shane, this is the best part of the story. So everyone knows I'm like always dieting, always. So I go to Target specifically to like get a protein shake and some cauliflower. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna eat something really healthy today. Cause it was Jordan's birthday last night. So I just like went all
big.
out. Yep. But then I walk in and I'm about to go wash my cauliflower. And
So you were just going to eat cauliflower today?
Yeah. And a protein shake.
Okay.
It's gonna be really good for me. And then all of a sudden I stop and one of the directors was there and I'm like, what are you looking at? She's like, donuts. I was like, okay, fine, I'll have one. And I inhaled it. It was so good.
Yeah, Mellow Glaze, if you haven't had their donuts, they're the City Pages best of. I mean, she pulls them out of the oven, they're hot. It was one of the best things I've had in a very long time. And then when you do a live shot there, it doesn't feel right to not share the wealth. It's not fair.
It wasn't
that
gonna
you all
be
don't
right.
get to be there. So I made it right.
That's good. Because one time you were, where were you recently? You were in a town and you were doing ice cream and it was shaped like spaghetti.
Yeah, Minnesota Ice. Yeah, Minnesota
Not to
Ice.
like put you on
and
the
New
spot
Ulm.
here. It looked so good. And all I could think was like, so Shane, I know that's a New Ulm, so you got a bit of a drive, but if you could just
bring
pony
that
on up
back?
over here.
That was one of the ones I could not bring back for you.
I know.
You have to make a venture to New Ulm.
I know, it looked
Bucket list.
so good.
Tasty.
But yeah, so it was Jordan's birthday last night, so we had a good night out. We went to actually the City Pages Best of New Brewery, which
Look at us.
funny because I told Shane when she's like, what are you guys gonna do? I said, it's like dangerous. And she goes, oh, you said dangerous man. I said,
Yeah.
No, let me look it up. Oh, it's falling knife, so like a dangerous object.
Just a dangerous, it's a weapon.
It's a dangerous object brewery. But it was delicious, and he likes
good.
sour beers. So he said it was like the best sour beer ever.
And you're not a fan, so you were really taking one for the team.
I did one of these. Oh,
So good.
that's really nice, honey. It's a nice one. But no.
You're a good wife.
Thank you. Thank you.
fun.
Did you have an eventful night, or was it just me?
It was not me. I did not have an eventful night.
Oh, Shane told me yesterday taught me all about how when you have children, you stand and eat. This is like a thing I've never heard of before.
Oh yeah, you don't, because the second you sit down, I think it's at a certain age. I have a 3 and a 6-year-old. The second you sit down, it's like, I need more milk. And then you sit back down again, like, I'd like seconds. And so I've just learned I sit in the corner of the counter and I eat standing. And then I can do all the things and eat.
At the same time.
Yeah.
So this is like how adventurous it gets at Shane's house.
If I get to sit down, like, it's a big day.
It's a big day. So I had a lot to compete with for my night out.
You definitely win that
Oh
one.
man. All right, folks. Giddy up. It's time for the hot dish. Okay. She just Purell your hands after
Don't worry.
picking up the hot dish
good.
spoon. I die. Okay. It's all but certain right now. What? Tayshia is your new Bachelorette, becoming the second Black Bachelorette in the show's history, which is, good Lord, took them long enough. Everyone was reporting this as fact. We just haven't actually gotten the official confirmation from the show yet. They'll be bringing some eliminated contestants back, but that means they need to go into quarantine again, and we all know how long that lasts. So it's unclear when shooting will resume. Now, Tayshia was a contestant on Colton's season, and he tweeted his support saying, congrats, good luck, and quote, I hope you find a better kisser, winky face. Now, he says this because on Bachelor in Paradise, where she fell in love with John Paul Jones, Tayshia said Colton's kissing could, quote, use some work, which,
Cringe.
that's
I
so
love
awkward.
that he brought that up in the tweet. That's good sport. That's
It
fun.
is true, it is. I mean, it's kind of like one of those, like, you have to bring it up, otherwise you look like the sore loser for sure.
I forgot she was with JPJ. You had to refer to him as John Paul Jones the whole season.
I like they were like the goofiest, cutest, but good thing she's moving on couple. So
Yeah.
what happened to Claire? You might be wondering. Well, according to People, one of the men on Claire's season reached out to her when production shut down for the pandemic. So he reached out, like slid into those DMs. And by the time filming began, they were basically already in love. The other guys didn't stand a chance, and it was pretty obvious to everyone involved. So they brought Tayshia in as a backup. So I think that's really interesting. They kind of already knew this could happen. Now, according to that, like People, what they're saying is that both storylines will be used in the upcoming season. I don't know how they're gonna do this. Can we do our best, Chris Harrison? The most dramatic season ever.
And he'll be right.
It's so true.
Instead of always saying that. And it is always dramatic, but this is, you can't even make this up. I thought they might just axe her and not even show her time, kind of as a little bit, because it burns them. I mean, they're gonna be behind on production now or re-quarantining. It's a big mess.
It is, and I mean, we talk about quarantining, and it's like, we all know that's 2 weeks. And if they're trying to put out a show that, by the way, everyone, not only is shot, they have to fall in love, but they have to edit this. And it's a pretty big production.
Well, yeah.
How are they going to get that out there
They're
in
dubbing
time?
voices over people. And I mean, they do a lot of editing.
Right. I mean, think about that sandwich somebody's making. Know what I'm saying? That's like, that's the triple decker up in there. Like, you got to have 17 different opinions. You got 2 different romances. Oh, can we bring Pete back? Oh, can we bring him back? I mean, it's going to be next level. I'm so excited. So is Ted. So is Shane.
Oh, yeah. I thought they should have had Tayshia all along. We were all in agreement on this.
Oh, yeah. And Jason, by the way, couldn't care less.
He's so happy that this is the week he is not here. So he doesn't have to talk about The Bachelor every day. All right, next up in the dish, Ellen is getting some more support amid allegations of a toxic workplace on her show. So Katy Perry is the first big A-lister to have Ellen's back. She tweeted that she's only had positive takeaways from the show. She said, "We have all witnessed the light and continual fight for equality that she has brought to the world through her platform for decades." Also supporting Ellen, big shocker, her wife, Portia. She posted this image to Instagram saying, "I stand by Ellen," and in the caption, "To all our fans, we see you and we thank you for your support." So while it seems to likely try to hang on to her show, that's kind of the word right now, there's been some rumors already about who's going to replace her, so that doesn't bode well for her. Among them, this man, James Corden, he was floated. According to insiders, he's had has a long-term deal with CBS, and if he was interested in daytime, CBS would likely make that happen for him. Others in contention: Sean Hayes from Will and Grace, Kristen Bell, Melissa McCarthy, and wait for it, Jennifer Aniston. What?
She's I mean, I love her because she's awkward. She's so awkward. Like, how would that work?
I mean, they're friends and they have fun on the show together. I didn't even catch that. But I don't think she has any interest in hosting a show and putting in the work and the time that goes into that. She doesn't need to do that.
No, she doesn't. And it would only potentially bring her down. It wouldn't necessarily elevate her more than the level that she already is.
It's a lot of pressure.
Right.
And whoever takes this over, that's not, like, Corden almost makes the most sense because he already has this kind of nightly show.
Right.
Interviews. He's likable.
Yeah. And it does make sense, though, what people are saying when they're like, well, if he really wanted to do daytime, CBS could probably make it work for him. However, I don't know. Is that true? I mean, if he's doing well where he is, are they going to really move him? Drama.
Better hours, maybe? I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you and I wake up real early. He goes to bed real late. We all know that can really mess with you after a while.
True story. And he's got those kiddos.
Yep. Well, next in the dish, the door to the Big Brother house will soon be open. Big Brother All-Star debuts tomorrow night, and the house got a makeover. Host Julie Chen gave BB fans a tour ahead of the premiere. Take a look.
Let's enter the living room, where the Big Brother All-Stars get the literal star treatment with a gigantic wall full of 1,152 illuminated pegs front and center. This season, the lounge celebrates the Big Brother term showmances. What is Big Brother without showmances? The lounge, which has a fun and flirty look, features LED lit hearts, deep red velvet seating, and custom monogrammed toss pillows of enduring couples from seasons past. Let's check out the head of household suite. This season's HOH will reign in an elegant, refined, and comfortable suite featuring raked skylights, revealing a Twilight City skyline.
I
Well, as executive producer Jeff said, this is like a really bad episode of House Hunters. This is the weirdest voiceover we've ever heard. Now, this is the 22nd season of Big Brother. The cast won't be officially announced until the show airs, but we're pretty certain BB legend and our own Lakeville resident, Janelle, will be among those in the house. Seriously? Was she like recording that out of a shoebox?
In her closet, yep.
It sounded like this. And Julie Chen's got a great voice. Like, she's a pro.
I think it's time to get her a little studio, a recording, a little box, a little radio studio.
Right.
She's gonna need that. I don't know if she's gonna go in the house at all. It'll be interesting. It makes sense that this is the show that could do this because they go into the house and they never leave. Like on Bachelorette, they go out and have dates and they go in the public. Here, they just hole up. So, okay. Sure.
It's odd. I mean, that house, it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. If somebody's like, you want this free house? I'd be like, yes, I'd like your free house. But those rooms are weird. Like, who designs those too? Can we just have a moment? I mean, are they just made for TV look? Yeah, but they look horrible. What's with the pillows, the monogram pillows?
That's all about love. Yeah, the houses have always been a little
Quirky.
gaudy and just they don't flow together very well. But I mean, that's part of the charm of the Big Brother house, I think.
Charming. All right, still ahead, a popular reality TV show all about love gets renewed for several more years.
Plus, Seth Rogen is a big fan of the Bravo show Below Deck, but he says he will never appear on it. We'll show you the surprising reason why.
And then a new documentary about Hollywood, hockey, and Russia is out. Yes, all those things. Jason talked to the movie's director. The Jason Show. We'll be right back.
He's back.
It's here.
What did you think first when you heard about the bubble?
It sounded crazy. I mean, it is crazy. Like, just the fact that we're even here. But when I first heard it, I'm like, there's no way they can do that, right?
And then what sold you? Do you like, okay, they really have thought this out? Was there a moment?
Yeah, for me, it was a couple things. So we started doing workouts back in Philly at our team practice facility, and that was like a scaled down version of kind of what we're doing here. And I felt pretty good about that. And then they also sent out this manual, I guess, like this of what they're going to be doing. It was like over 100 pages of the health protocols and everything. And I was like, I mean, I didn't read it, but I definitely saw that if they're going to put that much into a call thing to send to players, I was like, okay, they definitely put some thought.
It's almost like the Apple terms and conditions. You're like, yeah, I accept.
I love that you just admitted, I didn't read that. That was NBA player Matisse Thybulle talking about the NBA bubble. Now, he's been documenting the whole thing on his camera, and those videos have more than 1 million views each on YouTube. He's been huge on TikTok, too. People like loving his stuff because he's working on his TikTok moves because he's been quarantining by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shane's like, yeah, sure, him. I love him.
I know, but I actually would probably be more interested in watching the bubble videos than the actual games.
Hey,
because I'm curious what life in the bubble truly is like. I mean,
right. He's made a name for himself that way.
Who would have thought? We're talking about people living in bubbles. More late night now, more from The Tonight Show. Seth Rogen was recently a guest. He and Jimmy talked about their love of the Bravo show Below Deck. So that's the show where super rich people go on yachts and the crew caters to their every need. So it really focuses on the crew. That's where the drama unfolds behind the scenes. He says Bravo actually has tried many times to actually get him to go on the show. He won't do it.
I can't go on it. You look like no matter what, like you are the antagonist on the show.
Yes.
Like you can't do it. And they still want you to pay to go on the cruise, which is crazy to me.
No.
Yes. Like it's like Bravo is literally like keep sending me emails asking me to pay like 40 grand to be on an episode of one of their TV shows, which is
That's
psychotic.
Genius. It's genius.
It is just if that is the business model for Below Deck, I understand why there are so many of them because it is a good business.
Oh, I love him so much, his laugh. Okay, there have been 7 seasons of Below Deck, and we are currently in season 5 of Below Deck Mediterranean. Do you watch this show?
No, I actually had to get the skinny. I'm like, so let me get this straight. It's the crew that it's about, and then there's just really rich people that happen to be on these yachts, which we now know pay to be on the show.
It actually makes a lot of sense because I've watched not every season, but I've watched it enough. some of the times, some of the people on the boats, it's questionable, and
Really?
it gets a little cringy because occasionally it's like 2, dudes over 50 and then like 8 hot 21-year-old women, and you're like, ugh.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do they call the deckhands again? Don't they call them something?
They all have different like names, like their titles or whatever.
Oh, they're like.
But it's all about the crew.
How about those crew? The naughty yachties.
Oh, is that a thing?
That's what they call them, the naughty yachties. And I was reading about this, trying to figure this out, and I was like, oh, they have quite the name for themselves.
I
wonder
actually
if they
really
dubbed
like
it.
that.
The naughty yachties. We could come up with a cool name too, like that. Oh wait, we did. It's Shendel. Next in the dish, it sounded like a radical idea at the time, but a show that thrusts its main characters instantly into wedlock is getting another season. Actually, not just one, but make that 6. Married at First Sight, which is in the middle of season 11, has been renewed for 6 more seasons, which, wow, that's a lot when they're already on 11. Now, the infamous Jason Stowe research team, aka Ted and Phil, looked but couldn't find an example of another show that got renewed for 6 seasons all at once. But wait, there's more. Lifetime has also ordered the show's first spin-off, Married at First Sight, Unmatchables. No, excuse me, not the first spin-off, but one of these spin-offs, Unmatchables. So this is kind of sad. The show follows people who are a little rougher around the edges and may need some fine-tuning before they jump into a serious relationship. Shane, I'm not gonna lie. I had never heard of this show until today, and I was researching and looking, and I am beyond fascinated by these people.
It is. I've watched a lot of Married at First Sight, actually.
You did not?
Yeah. It is. It's fast. I mean, these two people literally walk down the aisle and see each other for the first time.
Nice
Their
to meet you.
families sit across from each other and are like, oh, we're about to be family. And you watch their first kiss as they say I do, which is very awkward. And then they make them take wedding pictures, but they don't know each other, and they're kind of like, do I want to touch you?
Can I
don't really
touch
know
your butt?
Yeah, it is. It is a lot. I mean, it's hard to watch in some ways. Like last season, or maybe it was 2 seasons ago now, they put a gal who was super into fitness with a guy who didn't like working out and was lazy. So right off the bat, I'm going, like, that doesn't, matchmakers, you failed.
Right.
They consider themselves like the professors of matchmaking, but they haven't had that many that have actually worked out.
So that's what I was gonna ask. When I understand that they have a team of people that are placing these people together, but this Unmatchables thing, I'm kind of like, why would you even put these people in the mix then if you really think it's gonna work out? Unless it's just like, bro, you just need a haircut and a good shave and we'll get you on the road, But
I almost think that show might be better.
I would probably actually watch that
Give
show.
people a little shimmer and shine.
Yeah, we
ready.
love the before and after. Our favorite.
Pretty much. All right, next up in the dish, a couple of weeks ago, Jason told you about the 40 new Hallmark Christmas movies. And now we're learning about Lifetime's holiday schedule called It's a Wonderful Lifetime. Oh, why? That's a great movie. Now, among the movies, The Christmas Setup, which will feature the network's first same-sex romance. Another film, A Sugar and Spice Holiday, will feature its first holiday movie centered around a Chinese-American family. And among the stars with roles this season, Tiffany Haddish is actually going to executive produce Christmas Unwrapped. And Melissa Joan Hart will star in Dear Christmas. They've got to run out of names.
Dear Christmas. Just one more time.
What is your take on the movies? We obviously know Ted is all in.
Yeah, I actually love Hallmark Christmas movies. I've never really gotten on the Lifetime train, but I have a few friends who are very, very into them. They say that it's kind of the same, like everything's fake looking. There's no real snow anywhere. And when there's real snow, you're like, oh, this is going to be a good one, girl.
That's real snow.
It's going to be
They're
a good one.
always outside, and they have like no hat and gloves and no breath, but it's a blizzard.
Right. You're like, I don't understand.
Like,
I hate how they put, okay, seriously, and someone tweet me about this if you understand what I'm saying. They have them wearing coats that are unzipped, like you're saying, and the scarf, but the scarf is on the outside of the coat. So it's really not doing anything. And I'm like, y'all need just 1 or 2 producers from the Midwest to just get on this, because I get it, it's fake, but like, I'm invested in you. Try harder.
They could do better.
Yeah, they could do better.
Or
but
just film them somewhere cold.
somewhere like that.
Well, they did the one last year, right? Wasn't Ted on the set? Is that a Christmas movie?
I forgot about that. Yes.
Ted Says Yes. I Santee. Was it Christmas time?
Christmas in Farmstead.
Was it actually like winter when you were there? Okay. He says ish.
Ish. It was winter-ish.
Well, I will be definitely watching that one.
The winterish one. I like, though, that Lifetime, to scoop back to this, I think that it's really good that they're finally, too, just trying to show more people and more kinds of couples. A different kind of family, not your traditional just white family. And then you've got a gay couple, which, come on, like, thank you, it's about time.
Again, taken a while. We've seen the same movie 145 times. I'm looking forward to a new iteration of that same movie, just with different people.
Please.
We're here for it.
Yeah.
Next in the dish, the drama on America's Got Talent. Not over yet. A while back, we told you about Gabrielle Union and Julianne Hough's very public firing from the show. So Gabrielle accused the show of discrimination and ignoring her concerns over racially insensitive comments made on set. NBC did an investigation, but that turned up nothing. Through it all, she didn't get any support from the other person of color on the show, host Terry Crews, and she has called him out repeatedly for staying silent. Now, over the weekend, she appeared on a podcast and called him out again, saying maybe he was concerned about getting fired, so he didn't want to speak up. In response, Terry tweeted, "This will be my third public apology. I will continue to apologize and push for reconciliation between the world and, more importantly, the culture I grew up in. I'm sorry." Third apology, third request for an apology.
There it is.
And they are just airing it all out.
I mean, I don't watch America's Got Talent, but I remember when all this came out, and it was a pretty big deal that at the time he was pretty mum, and come on, man, like she expressly wanted you to help her out, have her back. Now I feel like she keeps bringing it up, even though he keeps apologizing, because she's like, too late.
Yeah,
you
too
screwed
little,
up.
too late. It's not a good look, Terry Crews.
No, not a good look there. But who do they have this year? Do you remember who they got instead this year? I think Supermodel's back, right? Heidi Klum's back. I'm so wrong. Sophia
I have
Vergara.
not watched that. I'm honest, haven't watched the show since, I think, was it Tyra? Who was? I don't even remember. Tyra Banks. It was Tyra Banks since she was. And Nick Cannon.
Right. And I love Sofia Vergara. And now that we don't have Modern Family anymore, I'm probably going to just absolutely have to watch the show. Because she's so funny.
She's not going away.
There's a new power couple in the sports world. You might have heard this first one. America's favorite gymnast has made it official on Instagram. You've heard of her because she's Simone Biles, all-time greatest. She has a new boyfriend. She's coupled up with Jonathan Owens. If you don't know who he is, well, that's a picture of him. He's a member of the Houston Texans, the football team. Fans started wondering last month when she posted about his 25th birthday. So cute. And also, I think my favorite thing about any of these gymnasts who end up dating someone who's an NFL player, NBA player, usually professional athlete of some kind, because they get it. These gymnasts are so tiny. These dudes are like this big. And it's like the cutest little snuggle fest I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was a good looking couple.
Uh-huh.
Good for you, Simone. Still ahead, Kendall takes us into a business that is all about the protein shake.
Duh. But next, we're all probably hitting the wall in the pandemic and quarantine. So we're chatting with fitness coach Brianna Bernard about some ideas to stay healthy. We will be right back.
She's going to talk about cauliflower?
Well, welcome back on this Tuesday morning. As Tom Butler would say, it's a Taco Tuesday, which fits perfectly into what we're about to talk about because it's semi-food related. We're going on 5 months of the great quarantine of 2020, and we could all use some tips for staying healthy at home.
Joining us with her tips for meal prepping and staying fit at home is nutrition coach and fitness guru, Brianna Bernard. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, fun.
Thanks for
it
letting
is
us
fun.
in.
It's so fun to see people's kitchens and stuff. You have a great kitchen.
Yeah, I know. I had to turn to look at it closer. Oh, and great hair.
Yeah, and great hair
Thank
too.
I washed it just for you guys.
Well,
Thank
before
you.
we get into what we're talking about today, I know Jason always does this with you, Brianna, but not everybody who's watching might know your story. You're not a woman who's always just been like, being fit is super easy. You have a backstory.
I do. I lost 107 pounds in 2014.
Wow. And that's not an easy task.
No, it was not. But I think the important takeaway is that I didn't do anything crazy. I simply ate well and moved my body. It wasn't a fad diet or a crazy pill or anything that you can't do yourself. And so, so for me, I think one of the biggest things has always been being prepared. And that is what has helped me lose my 107 pounds, but also maintain it. And it has been so vital during this quarantine. And so I want to share with you guys today some of the different foods that I prep every week. And I want to talk to you about how you can stay healthier at home. Number one is if you have unhealthy food in your house, you or someone you love is going to eat it.
I will eat it. I will eat it.
Yep.
It's me.
You're going to eat it. If I have apples and donuts in my house, I'm going to eat donuts every single time. But thankfully, the opposite is also true. So if we keep healthy food in our homes, then we or someone that we love is going to eat that too. So the most important thing is making it really, really convenient to eat well and making it really difficult to be unhealthy at this time.
Well, and you have some meal prep ideas that are pretty simple. One for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner. And snacks too, because Mama likes some snacks.
Snacks are my favorite in the whole world. So I've got all of these to share with you today. And the first thing here for breakfast is overnight oats. These are great, you guys, because you can prep them in advance for the entire week and pull them out each morning. So this one is a pumpkin pie overnight oats.
Ooh.
And the only things in here are obviously oatmeal. And then we have some unsweetened almond milk. I like to use vanilla. And then we have some pumpkin puree, 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder, and a little pinch of cinnamon, a little pinch of nutmeg. And then I like to put some pecans, and I put some slivered almonds in here as well. And you can let this sit in the fridge for 8 hours, or some people do overnight, and mix it up in the morning, and it's ready to rock.
Is it kind of a pudding consistency, or what is it, smoothie-ish?
Oh, yes. Like everything just gets kind of soft, but it still has a little crunch in it from the nuts. And so it has a great consistency. My little boy and I also like to make apple pie overnight oats. But you can use anything. You can throw whatever you like in there.
Awesome.
Okay. And for lunch, what did you have for that one? Because
So for lunch here, I have made a turkey burger. And instead of having a bun, I just like to couple it with a side salad. So all I have here is some spinach, I have some toasted pecans, and then I have a bunch of fruit. So I have blueberries, I have blackberries, I have strawberries, and then I have a little bit of feta cheese. And what I like to do is throw a little bit of this honey mustard yogurt dressing over the top of it. This is the Bolthouse brand, and I really like it because it has a Greek yogurt base to it. So it's a little bit healthier than your standard ranch dressing, for example.
Really good ideas. Love turkey burgers.
Yeah,
also
super
like the
easy
buns.
too and quick.
Okay, what's up for dinner?
For dinner, we're gonna have another little salad because it's summer and salads are fun in the summer. And you don't necessarily want to heat up the whole kitchen every single day if you don't have to. So here I have some kale. And then on top here, I made some cilantro lime grilled chicken. And I cut that up. And then on my salad, I've got red onion. I have cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, some black beans, and some corn. And it can be covered with some more of that marinade from the cilantro lime. Or I like to throw a little balsamic vinegar on the top too. So
love it.
Again, super quick and easy.
Yeah, we've got about a minute and a half left. I want to mention your snack idea, but also you talk about drinking 100 fluid ounces of water a day. And I'm not going to lie, you have tips because that's really hard
like a lot
for me. But you've got, I liked your tips. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so the most important thing is to schedule it during your day, just like you brush your teeth. If you sip water all day, you're going to be in the bathroom all day. So if you just chug 32 ounces before you have your morning coffee, and then before you can have your afternoon coffee, have another 32 ounces, and then before dinner, have another 32 ounces of water. And just schedule it like you would anything else, like an important appointment with yourself.
That's a really good idea. I usually wait until the end of the night and I realize I didn't drink enough water, but then I don't want to be getting up in the middle of the night 100 times. So I just don't drink anymore.
Then it's too late. So you have to get it all done before dinner time.
Good idea.
I love it. Real quick, we've got about 30 seconds, but this is important. 10-minute movement. Do it once an hour for every hour.
Yes. So at the top of every hour, 10 minutes before the top of every hour, I set a timer on my phone and I get up and move for 10 minutes. It's been proven that sitting for 8 to 10 hours a day is actually more harmful to our health than smoking cigarettes. So
Wow.
even exercising 60 minutes before or at the end of the day is not enough to counteract all of the sitting that most of us do, especially right now when we're all working from home.
Oh, as Shane gets up.
Just get up.
This is why we
While here,
stand.
apparently. Some great tips. Thank you, Brianna. We're so glad you could join us this morning. If you want to hear more from her, BriannaBernardFitness.com, and you can also find her on Instagram. Some really good ideas. I need to get better at the water, so.
I need to get better at all those things, and that's why I stand, everyone who asks. All right, still ahead, gangsters, strippers, and hockey? Yeah, Jason talks to the director of a new documentary.
But next, we are heading to St. Louis Park, where they've got all kinds of protein flavors. We'll be right back. I love a good protein shake. Welcome back. It's the Jason Show, the Tuesday edition. It's Shane and Kendall. It's just a little bit different than normal. Jason will be back eventually. Welcome back. As you know, most of us know the importance of protein in any diet, and one way to get an extra boost of protein is through a protein shake.
But too often, those shakes can be pretty lame. But one local business is mixing up some interesting new flavors. Think like cinnamon roll, s'mores. So good.
Okay.
I visited SLP Nutrition in St. Louis Park to learn more. Okay, first question, Alex. Do people actually come here for the shakes, or do they come here to see Harley?
I think a lot of people come here to see Harley, and the shake is kind of an afterthought.
What do you guys do?
Yeah, so we are SLP Nutrition. We're a healthy, active community. During the hours of 7 to 2 on weekdays, you can come in and get a healthy tea, aloe, and a meal replacement shake. And then outside of the hours, we also do fitness challenges, weight loss challenges, body transformation challenges, and wellness coaching.
Oh, so you guys don't just make shakes. You guys actually do a lot when it comes to just being healthy in general.
Yep, exactly, that's correct.
That's why everyone who's here is fit. I should go do some push-ups now. Okay, the other thing, you guys have really good looking shakes. Like, are you just at home, you just making stuff up? Like, I don't want to just do peanut butter banana. I'm gonna do like Rice Krispie bar.
I stick to my basics, but Nico is pretty adventurous when it comes to the flavors. And we've also noticed whatever looks really good, people tend to come in more for that one.
Okay, now I'm going to be making a shake today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think an awesome one for you to make would be the frosted animal cookie. Does sound good?
Nobody needs to ask again if I need frosted animal cookies. Yeah, here's some of the ingredients. Here's the healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, by the way. That's the real magic. I wish you could see my cackling face, but you just get the idea.
So this one is one of our fan favorites. It's frosted animal cookie. So we start out with 2 scoops of the protein mix, which is this big tub right there.
This smells good.
Then we do 2 scoops of the cookies and cream, and that's where a bunch of the vitamins and nutrients come from.
Ooh, so just in powder form, man. I'm telling you.
And then we take our almond extract, which is in that little squeezy bottle. and then you
Almond
can-
extract.
Yeah, and then you pop the top off there.
This is what happens if I'm anywhere with anything that could
And then
do
you just
something.
give it one good squeeze.
Okay, what is this? Almond extract?
Almond extract, yeah,
Like anyone can buy this.
absolutely.
Sweet, okay. Anyway,
Grab a cup, fill it up with ice.
Eric, did you get that? I really hope you got me not being able to get the ice scooper off the ice scooper.
You want me to do it? Here.
I can't even scoop ice.
And then we pop a top on there. Then we got a nice silent blender.
This is actually very quiet. Okay. Where did these come in? That's all I actually really want.
And then we just pour it in the cup.
I like how you've officially decided I shouldn't be doing
Once it's
any of
poured
this.
in, we grab an
Yeah.
animal cookie. Choose your color, pink or white.
Just one.
You
You're
can
like
put
my
it.
mom.
There's that, pointy side down.
So people can eat one of these instead of a meal.
I do lunch and breakfast for my shakes, but Alex, the owner, he likes to do them for his snacks just because he's always trying to put on a little extra muscle.
Oh yeah, called you out. Did you hear that? Look at it, he's flexing. He's ready. He's ready. Cheers. softball. I could get into that. I gotta eat the cookie now. You know what I mean? 20 calories, 200 calories. Which is where I've gone wrong in life.
You know, you're like, can I have a few more of those cookies on top?
I know. When he said that, he's like,
best.
it's 20 calories for this cookie. And no, he said it's 220 calories. Well, the shake is 200, the cookie is 20. I was like, and this is what's been wrong with my whole adult life.
But worth the 20, right? Good treat. All right, well, if you missed any part of this segment or you want to share with friends, we'll be posting this segment on our Facebook and YouTube pages. You can search for Jason Show TV, like always. Still ahead, Jason introduces us to a movie about hockey in Russia and all of the messy things that came with it. We will be right back.
So funny. I ate that so fast.
This was a vast country with a history of hockey. We couldn't believe that one of the greatest teams was on the verge of extinction.
Now an American team has a stake in Russian hockey, rescuing an entire sport from thin ice.
It's complete chaos.
Trust me, I'll make you a good capitalist.
The Red Army team is 50% owned by the Pittsburgh Penguins and a group of investors that includes movie and TV star Michael J. Fox.
And you called them what?
Well, they're called the Russian Penguins.
What a twist right there. That's part of the trailer of the new documentary called Red Penguins. Get it? Because owned by the Penguins. Red Penguins is the story of an American man's effort to transform a famous hockey team into the greatest show in Russia. It's described as a Coen Brothers movie, but it's actually true.
And Red Penguins is a mix of Hollywood, hockey, and just general craziness. So Jason recently got a chance to talk to the director of the movie, along with the man at the center of the film.
Thanks, guys. Gabe, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Okay, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this documentary came after a screening of another documentary that you did. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, no, you're right. So it was the film I did previously called Red Army, which was about the rise and fall of the Soviet Union, but told through the kind of the greatest sports dynasty in history, that Red Army program in Russia that kind of dominated hockey for, I don't know, 40 years. And so this new film came about because when I was promoting that film, you know, with the festivals, after one of the screenings, this guy, Steve Warshaw, came up to me, who's here. And he's kind of this wacky guy that came up to me after one of the screenings and said, I've got the craziest story you won't believe. It's about the same team, but it's about what happened in the 90s and about this unlikely, almost unimaginable business venture that happened between the Pittsburgh Penguins and this famous Red Army team, where the Penguins bought 50% of the team.
That's nuts. When you heard that from Steve, what did you think?
I mean, it was crazy because the premise is crazy. The idea of this team being kind of run by the Soviet military. It was the national pride of Russia. It went bankrupt and was ultimately, you know, they were going to become extinct, this famous team. And so they had to go to their enemy, America, to basically raise money and help save the team. And so there's this very eccentric owner for Pittsburgh, Howard Baldwin, that basically thought it would be a great idea to basically own this legendary franchise.
Watching the trailer, you know, I'm like, oh, this, first of all, was a great trailer. The marketing department did a great job. And I love a good trailer. I'm watching it, and then Michael J. Fox pops up, the last person I expected to see in your doc. How? Why? Why is Alex P. Keaton in your documentary?
Yeah, well, Michael J. Fox, you know, was a huge hockey fan. And, you know, at the time he was in the 90s, one of the biggest stars in the world. And he kind of fell in love with this idea, thought it was like just so crazy and interesting to become an owner of this Soviet military team that, you know, was legendary. So he had a lot of fun kind of just telling people that he was an owner. And Steve is here. And basically he would always want to see kind of paraphernalia that they were selling over there, and he was just like really excited about it. He didn't know what was happening on the ground and how difficult and crazy the country was in the 90s, so he didn't know that until later.
Stephen, you know, explain your point of view. I mean, when you're trying to get this made and you approach Gabe, I mean, did you face resistance for this story?
Yeah, Gabe just came off this beautiful film, Red Army, which set the standard for, sports documentaries. And basically my pitch to Gabe was, if you just filmed the beauty of Russian hockey, I got the beast for you. And that's how it started, because it was an ugly story, not the pretty Fab Five that he had covered in Red Army.
Were you, Russia, and I'm not making a joke here, is a touchy subject in any category. Stephen, did you have any apprehension? Did you face any headwinds trying to bring the story to Gabe or just bring it to light in general?
No, I was lucky. I was invited to the screening in New York, and I was surrounded by hockey royalty. The New York Rangers front office was there, a lot of NHL guys. So to me, I'm a documentary film freak. So I love docs and hockey, so it was just a natural.
Gabe, back to you. Obviously, we're in a very interesting era where a lot of movie theaters are basically showing The Empire Strikes Back, and in terms of endearment. So for you, releasing a product now at home and in streaming platforms, do you find that to be almost an advantage because you kind of have, for lack of a better term, a captive audience? Are you looking at the lemons to lemon pound cake kind of scenario?
I'm lucky in that, for documentaries, it's very rare that you have kind of a big studio releasing the film. So we've got Universal Pictures, which is really great. And, I think, obviously you're right, Jason, that people are at home right now and looking for new things to watch. And this is, a really fun, crazy film that's kind of out of the box. And for docs, it's hard to get people to go to the theater for docs anyways. So, I'm fine with people watching this at home and being entertained and learning something new about Russia. There are very few, if any, films out there about Russia and the culture and the people and how it interacts with Americans that are sort of real. You see a lot of caricature stuff, but there's almost no films that really get you inside the culture.
Well, guys, thank you. Stephen, thank you, my friend. Gabe, always a pleasure. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Jason. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jace. Thank you.
Back to you guys in the studio.
I've watched a 30 for 30 on the Russian viewpoint of Miracle. I've watched The Miracle, our version of it. All of these things about Russian hockey, absolutely fascinating. So even if you're not a huge hockey fan,
you're definitely going to be watching this.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be pretty good. Yeah. Red Penguins is available to rent starting today. Go to redpenguinsmovie.com for more information.
We will be right back after this break. Welcome back.
Taco Tuesday.
So good to be here.
So good to be here on a Taco Tuesday. Shane's just excited because she just thought Tom Butler.
It is. These are people I haven't seen in months, like in person, so it is exciting.
It's nice. Hey, folks, if you want to stay connected with us, you can do so on social media. Just check us out on Facebook, the Twitter, or the Instagram. All you got to do, search Jason Show TV. We're also on YouTube. Same thing, Jason Show TV.
Why aren't we on TikTok?
You start it, and I'll follow.
I'm not even on TikTok. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Jeff just did one of his infamous thieves.
Yeah, time to go. We'll be right back after this quick break. Kendall's going to start it.
Welcome back. Closing out the show for this Tuesday. So Finn and I were just talking about TikTok in between the break and how when Jason comes back, he can start the TikTok channel. He'll love it.
Oh, he might not come back now.
He might never come back. But
it's all about like the little dances. We know he only has his Vogue dance. Maybe that could be the newest TikTok.
It could send the kids into a craze. We were talking about our favorite TikTok video, the one where it compares people of our generation dancing to Cotton Eye Joe and then kids like nowadays and how they dance. If you've never seen it, just Google it.
Like weird things.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty hilarious.
You can get into quite the time warp on TikTok. I don't do anything on TikTok. I have it. Sometimes it's a good release just to watch people dancing or being funny.
Well, executive producer Jeff loves TikTok because you watch all the how to make different food things and his coffee thing people loved, TikTok. Pancake cereal, TikTok.
Who knew? They do a lot of makeup tutorials too, which I enjoy.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, tomorrow on the show, Bachelor fan producer Ted is back with his review of a new dating show on Netflix.
What? You're cheating on The Bachelor? Oh, plus a restaurant dedicated to avocados. Yes, it exists.
Yeah.
I visit Avocadish in Minneapolis to get a taste. Join us tomorrow here on The Jason Show with Kendall and Shane.
Have a good Tuesday. I'm cleaning.